What's up, guys? How we doing?
Good, how about you?
Good. Who's up?
Just Grayson showed he could win this league last year. Just where's his confidence and Pete level coming on the first day?
Yeah, Grayson's had a good offseason. He's worked very hard. Very, very smart guy. I really like the whole quarterback room. I'm very impressed with those guys in the winter conditioning, and when we've had the chance to meet with them. And football IQ is really good in that room. And Grayson's had a good offseason. Dylan has, Shaker has, and Jacoby has. All four of those guys have done a good job.
Can you compare and contrast year one with the program versus year two? Just how it changes, if at all?
Yeah, I think, like I was thinking about that today, I think that these guys have a better idea of how we practice. So, this day today compared to this day a year ago is definitely, from a tempo standpoint, from a, understanding how we do things, drills, all the different things that go into how we practice. I think it was better, but we got a long way to go. Year two is definitely a little bit farther ahead than where we were in year one at this point.
What's your approach in the offseason personally? How do you tackle it?
Just overall?
Like logistically, what do you kind of look at for your points of emphasis? What do you do?
Well, we divided up into different parts of the offseason. So winter conditioning was 7 weeks. So we conditioned and lifted 5 days a week with Fitzy and his crew. And now we transition into spring practice. So we have about 5 weeks of that, 15 practices, and then they take final exams in May. And then we transition into summer conditioning, which is another whole deal. And then we transition into training camp. So the year is divided into different segments. So that's kind of how I approach it, and just try to take it one day at a time, get better every day.
With that year under your belt, is there any adjustments you made in how you approach spring ball that's different from last year that you've sort of learned?
Yeah, we're doing some different things drill-wise. We're always trying to evolve. I think the structure of practice is pretty much the same because that's what we believe in, right? Going from offense, defense to special teams. It's not a game, but you try to make it like a game. Go from this to, okay, now we have to punt, or we have punt return or kickoff. Today we're doing drills and special teams and things like that. But so the foundation of the practice doesn't change, but some of the drills, we studied, we researched over the off season, and we're doing some different things, but the foundation of it stays the same.
No spring game this year. Just any reason why, or just sort of that's how college football is going?
Nah, I don't really look at the reasons why other guys are doing it. For me, it's just really it's several things. Primarily, it's just we're going to practice that day, so it'll be a scrimmage type day. We had the energy in here on Saturdays last spring, just normal Saturdays, with recruits in the building and former players and alums. We had a great energy. And so that was a lot better than going into alumni and having a spring game. So we're going to do that, and maybe we'll do some internal stuff relative to videoing and things like that to send out to the public. But I just want to have another 15th practice.
How do these first day of spring practices go for you as far as like an evaluation period? Can you start to make any kind of determinations, or are you just kind of feeling everything out?
Yeah, I don't think that you can make any determinations like off of day one, because it's not real football, right? We're not in pads, we're in helmets and shells. So anything that you're thinking about is just based on the guy knowing his assignment, maybe his level of conditioning, which all these guys for this time of the year are in really good condition because they just came off of a winter conditioning program that was pretty challenging. So, but you're not making any determinations. I told them, in fact, yesterday when we met, or Sunday when we met, we have to divide the team up into 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, but there's really no depth chart, right? You see guys that are playing with the 3s, like a Tyus Clemens, like he's kind of a starter. He played a lot of football for us last year, right? The greatest example from last year is Jordan McDonald. He was on the scout team. Well, he ended up being one of our top 2 running backs last year at the end of the season. So there's no depth chart, right? Just show up, bring some good energy, a good attitude, and try to get better every day. That's what I try to ask these guys to do, and that's what they do. They give us great effort.
Back to that no spring game, would that include balanced scrimmages though?
So every Saturday we'll have a scrimmage. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. So every Saturday will be a full padded scrimmage. That's exactly what I'm saying. And do it in here, or maybe out on the field if it's real nice.
But I mean, it's like competitive.
Yeah,
scrimmage,
yeah.
like-
It'll be live scrimmage. Yeah, it'll be. I mean, I think you were probably at some of our scrimmages last spring. Yeah, it'll be 100 play scrimmages where we get a lot of evaluation done on these guys, and yeah, it'll be a great opportunity for all these guys to show us what they can do, no doubt.
Seems like you have a lot of depth in the secondary.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of young guys. Feel really good about that. We got a lot of depth at wide receiver. We really have depth everywhere except right now in the spring at inside linebacker. We have some guys out with some off-season surgeries, so Bam's out and Owen McGowan's out and Kamori Dixon's out. But, other than that, every position has pretty decent depth.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks for coming.
Guys good? Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.